How's them for some fucking hypertrophies? Context. It matters. It's important. I posted this meme because I had to, because he did it. He was her in the video. I had no choice but to make that meme. Um, but you guys, holy shit, you guys went a little crazy both on Instagram and YouTube in the comment section of this, and granted, there was no context there because it was just the meme, and maybe some of you didn't see his video. But y'all went wild. The thing is, in watching his video, of course, it was about an Omar Isuf video, so we're not talking about a beginning lifter at all. But the gist of it, if you want to be as big and aesthetic as possible, you're not going to achieve that by trying to be as strong as possible. And that's a little controversial, but when we're having this nuanced discussion at the top end, he's right. He's not wrong about it. And the meme mentioned about getting a bigger chest by increasing your bench 1 rep max. For 99% of you, sure, increasing your bench 1 rep max is, look, my bench is big, my titties are big. But that's beginners, novices, intermediates. That's definitely, you're going to get a bigger bench press, even by virtue of just chasing a bigger bench and not necessarily, wanting bigger pecs. You're going to get them. Absolutely. That is true. To get the biggest, juiciest, most aesthetically pleasing pecs possible, it's not going to be by chasing the biggest bench press possible, because by chasing the biggest bench press possible, you're going to, and again, this is nuanced. Like I said, the fucking 90% of it is putting in work and being consistent. We're getting in that 10%, and we're getting into like the 10% of the 10%, so the 1% at this point with this discussion. At some point, if your goal is that to be as big and jacked as possible, it's going to be at the sacrifice of strength, because now you're not going to set up as high as an arch. You're not going to probably tuck your elbows as much. Maybe you're not even going to rely on barbell bench a whole lot. You might be, biasing towards dumbbells and machines more. Barbell bench may still be included, but you may not even be doing that in a scheme that's going to make your chest or your 1 rep max go up. That said, this does not mean you're not going to get stronger by trying to get, bigger and more jacked. My man even said in his video, that I look stronger than I actually am. And to a point, that's true. But it's not like he's completely weak. There's videos of him deadlifting 500 for 2. I mocked that video, of course. But he's not weak, and you're not going to be weak by chasing aesthetics and size. You're just not going to be as strong as you potentially can be. And there's going to be a point of diminishing returns where just simply getting stronger isn't going to help your size and aesthetic goals. And I use me for an example in the comment section. Like, I benched double body weight last week, 455 at 227. My first double body weight bench. Is chasing 475 at the same body weight going to make my pecs significantly bigger? Highly doubtful. If I were to start incorporating, dumbbell presses, dumbbell flies, more machine work, and using my energy in those systems and progressions, going to, make my chest bigger and more aesthetic? Yes, absolutely. And it's probably going to make my bench press go down, because I'm going to have to take that bias away, because I'm going to need energy elsewhere. Now, could I come back and with my bigger pecs and change back to strength and peak it and then perhaps go beyond? Maybe. That's kind of typical, powerlifting 101 is take a bodybuilding off season. But we're not really doing it to the extent of bodybuilders, because we're still biasing a lot of energy towards the main movement. we're typically doing that main movement in more hypertrophy style training. While it does help us to grow, it's to grow the prime movers of the movement for the sake of making the movement stronger, and not necessarily growing our chest to the fullest it could be. So certainly beginners, again, intermediates, the early intermediates and stuff, just simply getting stronger, and you should probably build a base of strength with compound lifts. I mean, they're the bread and butter anyway, for fuck's sake. But when it gets to the point, there is a one or the other. What is your and if you're a power builder, that's fine. You're accepting that I'm not going to be as big and aesthetic as I could possibly be, and I'm not going to be as strong as I could possibly be. But you're still going to be big as fuck, and you're still going to be strong as fuck. You're just you're going to be here instead of here or here, and that's fine if that's your goals. By all means, like, don't let nobody tell you that you can't get big from getting strong. Again, look at my fucking pecs. I've never ever ever prioritized having big juicy pecs. I've prioritized my bench press, my overhead press, and things like that. But here they fucking are. They're probably bigger than your favorite natural bodybuilder's pecs. But again, if they're not as big and defined as they could possibly be on me, because I've never trained them and biased my training as such to be that way. And it's what your goals and what you're happy with. Again, these are fine with me. I don't care if they're not as big and juicy as they can possibly be. They're bigger and juicier than almost everybody else's, and that's just a byproduct of my strength training. So it comes down to goals. NH wasn't wrong, first of all. A lot of y'all think he wasn't wrong about what he was saying. Nor is it wrong to want to chase numbers and or athletic goals, and the body that ensues. That's what I do. Alec on Curie, he's very similar, much more biased towards athleticism and general strength all around, where, I've been more powerlifting, and I'm just now kind of transitioning to that style. And he looks better than most everybody on the internet. But, in natural hypertrophy, his goals, basement bodybuilding, is more aesthetics and size based, and as such, their performances may not be up to where, somewhere me or Alec, our athletic prowess and or strength is. But their overall package of aesthetics is much more balanced and defined, because that's their goals, and that's what they've chosen to be. So don't let anybody dictate your goals. If you want to get, again, stronger, just strong as fuck, and the big comes as a byproduct, by all means. If you want to get big and jacked, and you still end up getting strong, and maybe not as strong as you could possibly be by 10%, so be it. That too, that's fine. Everybody do your thing. But he wasn't wrong, and y'all need to learn about fucking context and nuance.